Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I hope you're well. So in today's video I want to talk to you about my brand new camera that I picked up yesterday. We're doing this the next day in the morning, and I have put quite a bit of thought into this. I've been thinking about it a lot over the past month or so. I've been thinking about what camera to get. I've been looking at many systems. I've been looking at the Nikon Z7, the Canon R5, the R6 Mark II, the Fuji GFX 50S2. I'll link to that video up above because I went out into the city with it. The Fuji I didn't really like. I couldn't get on with it. I couldn't gel with it. It didn't feel like a camera that I wanted to use. It was nice and all, but it just wasn't for me. Other people love it, but for me, a camera is a personal thing. Some people love the camera, some people love Sony. I don't. It doesn't feel that nice and easy to use. A lot of the new Canon cameras as well, they're so packed with technology and aids to help you that I found myself to just be overwhelmed by that, and I didn't enjoy it. And they feel a little bit smaller in the hands. Feel a bit like a toy to me. They feel like an entry-level camera with high specs, high performance rates and stuff, but also I'll be paying for features on those cameras where I wouldn't really benefit from. So I had a look at also the Leica system. I had went into the city to an event run by Camera Electronics, and I think they'd done an affiliation thing with, or partnered up with Leica, so they had a range of lenses. Sadly I don't have any video of it, all the photos. But yeah, I had a range of lenses, and I had a couple of bodies, and I had the Leica SL2S. So that's a full frame camera with a sensor, a 24.5 or 24.6 megapixel sensor. Great image quality out of that, and I took some photos at the event. I might chuck some up in here. But yeah, it's a superb camera, superb optics. But for a new setup, that I probably wouldn't get much of a improvement over. The past month or so I've been using the Canon 16 Mark II, the original 16, with the 70-200 and the 24-105 f3.5 to 5.6 lens, cracking lens, and this is also a cracking lens as well. I've recently sold my Samyang lens. It was a little bit too soft for my liking. Great for beginners and everything, but when you're a professional photographer and you want certain things out of a lens, it just wasn't for me. And I've also sold my my Canon 11 to 16 mil, 11 to 24 mil. It was just one of those lenses I just wouldn't use often, so I thought, you know what, I'll depart with it, and I sold it for I sold it for $1,650 on eBay, and the gentleman over East has now got that. I paid about $2,800 for it last year, and that was a bit of an impulse buy, but I'm glad it's gone to someone who's actually going to use it. So yeah, that sort of brings me nicely on to why am I sort of going back to full frame, and the reason why is just, it's lighter. I've got much more zoom capability. With the 100 to 70 to 200, it's actually, I've got the focal field of view of 200 mil, whereas if that was on a full medium format crop sensor, because the Fuji, the Hasselblad, and all the other cameras I've had, the medium format, are all crop. The only ones that don't have the crop are the phase one, I believe, but they're expensive. So yeah, with the 35, with the 200 mil, it would be equivalent to about 150 mil. So yeah, you lose quite a little bit of field of view, especially if you want to zoom in on the scene. So went back to full frame, and I don't think you, the viewers, and the consumers will be able to tell the difference. Well, I actually struggle to, when I see images and look at images in print, I can't tell what that image was taken on. So I think the only people that are really going to see the medium format and the clarity and the pics and seeing that detail when you really zoom in is me, the photographer, when I'm editing. But for you, the consumers, and you, the viewers, you would not see that. So yeah, that's my reason to moving. And I just want to give you an example. So this is my Canon G16. I've had it for a number of years. It's actually broken, but I ended up printing off one of the photos with my Canon Pro 1 printer right here, my A3 Plus printer. And I printed this 12 by 16 inch print with it. I really love this photo. Yeah, it's a really nice scene. I'll chuck up on the screen as well. But it's really nice and sharp. There's so much detail around the ivy, and for a print as well, you're going to view it from a distance anyway. And when you view it from, like, I've got it about probably half a meter, less than a meter away from me, it looks sharp as anyway. So, and even close up, there's still details you can see. I don't know the specs of the camera, the resolution of it, but yeah, that made me also consider it as well. And so yeah, I should get onto the camera that I've purchased after this long wait. Do apologise. So I went for the 5D Mark IV. This is what I was originally going to get, but I just wanted to have a play with other camera systems out there, just in case there was something that was affordable, that I could, you know, easily use, and yeah, and maybe like as well. So that's why I had to go with the Fuji, the Leica, and had a little look at other camera systems. But I'm very used to the 5D series cameras. This one is a bit. I haven't used one for. Oh, when was the last time I used the 5D? I think it was 2016 when I sold. Oh, maybe it was 2015. Yeah, maybe I think it was 2015. So trying to think now. No, maybe it was 2016. I used it for the ASBK Australian Superbikes, and done some media for photography for that, and also got work published, and I used a 1DX as well. Yeah, so I'm very used to the Canon ecosystem, the DSLRs. Yeah, I wasn't really happy with the mirrorless cameras, and there's not really that much of advantage for me over it. So, you know, the only thing I can see, it's not really image quality. You can get in-body stabilization. Well, most of my shooting's on a tripod, and the IS built into the lenses is good enough, and I'm pretty good at. I've got a pretty stable hand as it is. I wouldn't want to do like some people are getting down to a second long exposure, but I'd much rather do a second long exposure on the tripod and make sure I'm getting everything sharp. Otherwise, I put so much faith in the technology that I might lose certain things, and I did find that when I had the X1D and going back to a DSLR, I realised I was losing some of the skills I had of using one of these cameras. And but I've also got my Bronica system as well that I'll be using, and doing some film photography on this channel over this year. So yeah, I just got to get my developing setup done. But yeah, so I've got the 5D4. I love this camera. Image quality, I took some test photos in the garden last night, and yeah, they're just really nice and sharp. Lovely bright display here, nice resolution, touch screen as well, which I really like. Something the 6D didn't have, and the 6D only had the one card slot, where this one's got the two. It's got the CF, and I've got quite a few CF cards and SD cards, so yeah, I can really sort of mix it up. This has got also 4K recording at 25 frames a second. Now it's all more basic sort of stuff, but it's going to be great for me if I, you know, maybe out on location and I don't have my M50, which I'm recording this on, with me, and that's maybe at home. I can use this with the 24-105 lens, which is an STM motor, which is another thing why I got that lens, because I considered it for video. So yeah, I won't hear the focus motor like you would here in the USM motors, because it's basically it's focused by wire, where the other ones are focused by like a corkscrew sort of thing. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't want to explain how it works, but I know how it works. But yeah, we don't really need to go into those details. So yeah, we've got the nice 30 megapixel sensor, full frame. This camera is in remarkable condition. I actually picked this up used yesterday from a guy on Gumtree. Selling it for $2,000, included 2 memory cards, and this camera is in immaculate condition. Now I think the camera's taken quite a few photos. I think it's about 40 or 50,000 photos. But to be honest, I don't really take that many photos these days. When I go out on a shoot for a session, I'll probably take about 10 to 20 photos. If I'm, doing some panos or anything like that, then I'll probably take anywhere to about 50 photos. But I never take hundreds of photos like I used to, so it's going to last me a very long time. Getting an L bracket sent over to me as well from Pro Media Gear. I'm actually getting one as well for the 6D because I'm going to keep this camera and I'm going to use it for some time lapses and everything, because I'm getting some other stuff sent out to me from Pro Media Gear, so I'm going to be using that for extra content creation for further B-roll. But yeah, really happy with this camera. All the functionality and all the main controls that you want are on the right hand side of the body, and then to like check in and focus and everything is and zoom in and play back, it's all on the left side of the camera, and lots of controls, and it feels so nice in the hands. Yeah, the other cameras I played around with just didn't feel nice, but this feels so nice and so stable, and everything is just there, and I know how to use it. So yeah, going to be using this for a number of years, and maybe one day I might get the Leica. I really don't know, but I think this is going to do quite nicely. I can't think of anything else that I want to use apart from this and the Leica. So yeah, that says a lot. Anyway, I'm sure you've had enough of me rambling on here. I don't really like doing videos in here. I much prefer doing it on location. But yeah, next time you'll see me, we'll be out on location, hopefully with the 5D Mark IV if I haven't decided to do something else. But anyway, I'll let you go. By the way, if you've got any questions, be sure to pop it down in the comment section and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you've liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. It really pushes us out there further. And what else? Oh yeah, and if you'd like to see more videos, be sure to subscribe. I've got some really great content coming up this year. And I'm not just saying that because I know I can do it. I've got things booked as well. And yeah, anyway, I'm Simon, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, bye for now.